Yeah. Hello, Johnny.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, nice to see you here. So, Your Highness, we can start. Okay, yeah, we're live already. So Joanne is the Asian Journal Club manager. So Famolai Tonlawal here is the promoter for Hindi and Chinese language, and also monitors the Asian Journal Club for healthcare workers. So you're going to be working closely with her. So Famolai Tonlawal is an actress. She's a Bollywood actress, and she's responsible for Captain Adediwura science fiction movie Bollywood version. So once we have our script and our summer camp students, we can start, producing our episodes based on topics that, are giving students problems in science, like excavation. Some students don't understand just simple acid and base gives us salt and water. So we're going to be doing like practical, saying it in Bengali, saying it in Yoruba. So for science fiction movie, those are the two major languages, Bengali and Yoruba, because I think those are the minorities, so to speak, for sciences. So, Famolai Tolawa, do you have anything to say to Joanne and what you expect from her?
Hello, Ujwani. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you here.
Yes,
nice to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just looking forward. I was looking forward to this meeting because we have been waiting to get, to progress, because I have never, I did meet some of them, but here we are going to talk about certain things. So let's see. I'm really excited.
Nice. Can you introduce yourself a little more so I can?
Yes, of course. I am Jenny Ghosh. I'm from India. I am an actor and a theatre actor from India. I am from Kolkata, and I have been into theatre since 2013, and stage has been my love since my childhood. And through theatre only, I have been working as a communication skill developer, and through that, I have been associated with language skills in Bengali and in English. So when I got this opportunity to work with this foundation, through LinkedIn, I grabbed the opportunity. And right now, I am appointed to this organization as a Bengali language instructor and English language instructor. And also, I'm looking forward to work as a movie director so that we can create awareness through these audio visuals and everything. That's all about me.
Nice to meet you again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome on board. Welcome.
Thank you.
I look forward to working with you.
Yeah, so Ujwani, I think you were not able to make it for Workers' Day, International Workers' Day.
I was not available on that day because I had a show. So I thought I could join after that, but it got too late.
Okay. I think coming in now is the Arabic language teacher, Mohammed. Yeah, Mohammed.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm here.
Good afternoon. Please introduce yourself and the language you teach.
Okay. Well, I'm Mohammed Waja from Morocco. I'm a bilingual teacher. I'm teaching French, Arabic, and I'm already a member of World Youth Alliance. There's an international organization about defending human dignity, and I'm president of local association My Village, and active in other. Also, I do the translation of official paper of the association, and so on.
Thank you, Mohammed. This meeting is just basically an introductory meeting because teachers have been hired since February, about February 22 to 25th. I had a 1-week recruitment focused on recruiting language teachers. So we are a team of about 25 to 40, depending on region. So we are today officially splitting the teachers into groups, and you being an Arabic teacher, that's why you're on the Asian and Middle East club. However, because you also French, you would also fit into the North and South America Journal Club as well, because Canada is bilingual, French and English. So that's just a quick introduction I want to give. So today we will be focusing on Asian language.
Yes, I'm sorry for not using my camera. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
already in the car.
I've seen him before. That's all right. Yeah, so Mohammed is the newest member. No, I won't say the newest, it's the newest teacher, because we do have a newest member who's a medical translator. She's a student. So we have the teachers, and then we have those who are trainees. You know, our teachers are experts. We don't expect them to go to medical school. However, in case of emergency in healthcare services, our teachers can become medical translators. So that's why it's recommended, Ujwani, if you can hear me, that's why it's recommended for our teachers to also take part in the medical translator trainee program, so that you are not just teaching alone, you can also, you know, take up translation jobs. Because to be honest, if you are not a healthcare worker, it's really going to be difficult for you to translate a medical text. That's why we just put you, okay, just teach the healthcare workers, and then they are trainees, they know how to write, and then we get a certified medical translator to mark it. So today, I do not want to waste time because this program is recorded. I was hoping Gloria will join us soonest. Yeah. Gloria is trying to join. So without wasting time, because Gloria is on South America, North America team. So Mohammed, we have a pharmacist on board. She's Famolai Lawal. Famolai Lawal, do you want to say anything? So she's the healthcare worker in charge of Asian and Middle East region. Well, there's an actress here. She's an Indian actress. We have a science fiction movie program for science students this summer, you know. So I'll just go through the work we've done so far, and I would officiate Famolaiton to continue with the Asian and Middle East Journal Club on behalf of WHOPE. So congratulations to Ujwani. This is Bengali language. I'm trying to see.
This feels so good. I also want to hold one book.
Yeah, so that's our plan. So whatever you want, tell your pharmacist. We have 2 pharmacists in Asian region. We have Famolai Lawal and we have Drashti Jani. So this is by Bengali teacher and actress. She's the Asian science fiction movie director. So this is the book we are going to use on the 15th of July. So get your copy ASAP. This is my 41st birthday public lecture, and it has WHOPE logo on the back. So Joanny, are you happy?
I'm very happy, ma'am. I'm very happy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So we are going alphabetically. We're going alphabetically now.
Well, you can see me right now.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, we can see you.
I'm so sorry.
You.
Glad
And we're
to
happy
join
to
you
see
right now.
you.
Yeah.
Happy to
I
see you
can.
too, team.
Yeah. So as I was saying, we are going alphabetically. So we are starting today with the Bengali. This is because, unfortunately for us, our Arabic teacher has joined late and he's not a healthcare worker. So we are in the process of doing the Arabic language. However, because I'm in the United Kingdom and we need an expert product, so that the translators here in the UK have to do it, so that the Arabic community in the UK and US, can read it than, if they say somebody did it from Africa. And because he is from Morocco, I bet you that somebody in Saudi Arabia would do a better version, than him. So they try to use the best. So that translation, Arabic language, is going to cost us about £300 to translate, but we are sure that we are giving the community a very good product, because with Arabic, you have to be careful because it's a religion, as well. So we do not want to write something wrong and insult, the Islamic community. So we have a lot of healthcare workers globally. That's where we are investing. So we're trying to get sponsors. Most of these books are sponsored by myself and a few other organizations. So that's why we need sponsors to come on board, because I believe the way we have Bengali, we should start with A, and A is Arabic. So today we are skipping Arabic, and hopefully in a couple of months we'll have Arabic ready. So this is Bengali B, and then we go to C. Zach's not here, Hongyu Wang. So we can see it by myself, Famolaiton Lawal, and Hongyu Wang. So the reason we need a pharmacist on a Chinese translation is to ensure that it's properly done. So if the Chinese translation has gone wrong, the pharmacist will be held responsible and the Chinese translator held responsible. I have no business. I write in English. So congratulations to Zach Hongyu Wang. So I had to bring all these books to my house to see that it's okay. And that's why your books are now on Amazon, because it's a two-way process. Amazon wants the book, but I need to check you first and see maybe page 5 is missing, or I need to change the file. But luckily for us, Amazon, has the books now. So you can add that to your CV. I'm trying my best to see that each teacher gets a copy of the book. It's going to cost me, but if you have it, imagine you're in a meeting, as a Bengali actress, and you go with this and you're like, oh, you read from, it's gonna improve your, like, oh, she now teaches healthcare workers Bengali, and you can start your own business. I mean, you start a YouTube video, you read chapter 1. See you next time. Your Bengali teacher for healthcare workers, because you're reading a story of what happened in the hospital. They get interested. So the next one, alphabet, is Filipino, the head teacher. This is supported by WHOPE. So she's the Filipino teacher, Christine Aguinaldo. This is by myself and Christine. And remember, I told you that for each translator, you get 20%, of the profits. So if a book is $50, for instance, and the printing cost and shipping cost and everything, and we are left with maybe $35, and 10% of that is 3.5, so you're getting $7 on each book. So what we are trying to do is to make our teachers, business women as well, and businessmen, try to sell try to promote it, because, and that's why you need a PayPal account, and that's why we have a head teacher. So we all work as a team. If somebody needs oh, I like this book, this is Filipino, don't you have Arabic? Oh, Arabic is on Amazon. You can easily talk to the Arabic teacher. I've sold 10 Arabic books towards my commission. We want to work together, so that you don't even sell Bengali alone. You can sell Yoruba books, as well. So, don't wait for me, because honestly, the stress is much on me. I'm the author. I'm the one making sure the books are on global distribution. I'm the one making sure people come to Journal Club. The Portuguese teacher is going to join us soon, but this is not her region. This is Asian and Middle East, but she can come in, but they are still waiting to coordinate themselves. But with all these books, I think we can go, with an Asian and Middle East. So this is Hindi. You can see Famolai Lawa logo on it again, Venus Health. So this is Hindi this is one of the book I love most. Don't be jealous. It's by me, the author. I'm a pharmacologist. The translator is a pharmacist, and the commentator is also a pharmacist. So can we clap for Pam Tijani? You know why we're giving her a clap? Because she did the Hindi version and she did the German version.
Oh.
Yes, she's a pharmacist. So she, just look at it. Just look at, how, neatly she's done it. When someone is a pharmacist, the difference will be clear. That's why we want our translators to be healthcare workers and our teachers. So whatever you've done,
Yeah,
Bengali teacher, when we have the Bengali doctor on the team, he's going to review it, because I didn't review it. Amazon, has done their part, but a doctor might come in and say, no, I think there should be a comma here. Oh, it should be this, it should be that. So the students we are taking in now are going to be working with their teachers. They're all going to be writing a project. You will help them with the translation, and you also teach them. So students recruitment should be everybody's job. And this is Turkish. I think Mohammed liked this on LinkedIn. So she went to university to study translation and interpretation in Turkey. So she teaches US English and Turkish. And we can see our pharmacist logo is there again. So Turkish Airlines, let them know. Turkish Airlines, if you want your doctors on the plane to be relaxed, just get them a copy and say, oh, are you a doctor? Oh, I learned there's a doctor here. You're a nurse. Oh, we have this. Just look at it. So, everybody has done great job. So she's doing her final exams very soon. She's doing her bachelor's exam in June. And so we are retaining her permanently, because in Turkey, when international students come, she shows them around. So when we say we're having summer camp, with all these children going abroad to study, living Asia, living Africa, living South America, if you've come from US to study in Nigeria, you are an international student. If you've left Nigeria to Morocco, you are an international, as long as you've left your country. So we need to orientate all these students. We have these books for them. Then we have somebody who's worked with a tour guide. She teaches French and Spanish. So Mohammed will be working with her. So the work is not too much for her. She teaches French and Spanish. So she can take Spanish and Mohammed takes French. We're all supporting one another. And there's somebody I'm interviewing this afternoon. She teaches Portuguese, French, Belarus, English, and Russia. So if we have two Portuguese teachers, we can ask her to teach Portuguese again. We can ask her to teach Belarus. So that, like, Bengali is only one teacher, Arabic is only one, no competition, and for Yoruba, I'm the Yoruba teacher for UK and Europe and English speaking regions. So I think Mohammed has a question. So this is for your region. I have other books, but I don't want to bore us today. So congratulations, everybody on the Asian and Middle East. So we're all going to clap for ourselves now, including our pharmacists. We all need to unmute ourselves, because this is huge, for us to have all these books on Amazon. So Congratulations, Asian and Middle East
Congratulations.
Thank
Club.
you.
And our
Thank you.
pharmacist who has been asking me so many questions, we are going to see in camera because it costs money to put all these books on Amazon. So if you need anything, go to your pharmacist, Famolite Olawal. You know, she's going to be doing marketing for you as well. Because we need our teachers now. She was saying we should give the teachers a gift. I said the best gift I can give you is to put your book on Amazon. I mean, do you know what it means to say my book is on Amazon? It's Arabic. It's on Amazon. It's
Yes,
Bengali.
yes,
Have you
yes.
ever
It is,
seen a Bengali book on Amazon? You know, so if you are like in history, you've
Great
made
achievement.
a record in history. You know, it's not just a Bengali storybook. It's a healthcare anesthetic pharmacology 101. If you can't pass it, you know, you can't be a doctor. So you know, you need to be proud of what you've done. I mean, it's huge. Don't let anybody tell you just translated what's there in translation. Do you know how I was chasing Ujwani around because she's an actress and I'm asking her to write medical terminology in Bengali. But when she saw, when she saw this one, you know, I just put it on the group. I said, there's Hindi. She just said, I'm going to put my own out there because I told her if you don't bring the Bengali, everybody's going to buy Hindi. They are both Indian languages, so it's like if you don't find you know, French, you can manage Spanish. I was like, no. She just says that looks, and then the Arabic nurse, when she saw the Hindi, she says, why did you give me? Because she's from Sudan. Why did you give me English to translate to Arabic when you have Hindi? I said, I can't give you Hindi. Another teacher has done it to Hindi. So you need, now it's not me again. It's no more my product. You need to ask her because she's a pharmacist. She's not supposed to be writing my book. So if there might be some places she might say, oh, as a pharmacist, I think it should be this. And I'm like, don't change it. I know what I want. So if the Arabic teacher from Sudan now sees Hindi and says, oh, give me Hindi, I can change it to Arabic. I said, you can't. It's not mine. I only do English to Arabic. So you need to, if you want to change to Arabic and you understand Hindi and Bengali, you need to see the teachers first and ask their permission, you know, because in medical world, permission is very important. Otherwise, they say you copied their work or you just changed it a little, Hindi became Arabic, so you've copied their work and we're suing each other on how much is $5 a book. So I think Mohammed, I'm comfortable. He can change French to Arabic. So I have French and I have English. So we have all these books here today, and that's why we're having this meeting, so that each person can now on his own say, I can start my own Arabic journal club. So we don't need to meet every day, Asian and Middle East, because if we try it, we're going to be having 500 people on our Zoom meeting. So we want each of you, you know, to be able to spread out. So this is mine. And on Saturday, I hired a Yoruba translator. She's going to be learning Brazilian Portuguese. So she will be teaching in Brazil, South America, North America. I will teach North America, Europe, Asia, anywhere Yoruba is needed, as long as they speak in English. So this is French for Mohammed. So
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But the reason I cannot give you French is because I'm not a French translator. I'm an English, you know, author. So if the French translator has made a mistake, you are going to now carry that mistake into the Arabic.
Yes. As a team, yes.
Yeah. So this is Spanish. So these are just other versions, and of course the English is there. So last year we had only 4 versions: the English for North America and UK, we had the French for Canada, and we had the Spanish for Mexico. We had Yoruba for the African Americans, but that was last year, as well as other books. So last year we had only 10 books, or you know, on Amazon. But today we have additional books, and we have 10 new translations. So Asian and Middle East region have 6 translations. As Arabic will be joining soon. So we have 6. So Ujwani is the Asian Journal Club director. So Ujwani is your responsibility to get students who want to learn Arabic. You've seen the Arabic teacher. Mohammed, if you have students who are having difficulty in understanding science, we have an actress, because teenagers, when you do drama, you know, that's why science fiction movie sells. You know, Hollywood is making huge money from science fiction movie, but my proposal to Congress was that we need a scientist to be the producer of science fiction movies, because when I'm teaching students in America, in UK, they're asking me, they're answering very honestly because they think that's the truth, and they're telling me what happened to Spider-Man. You know,
Yes,
so that
yes.
yeah, so we need to teach them the real. So we're gonna be doing the science fiction movie in San Diego, California, but the Asian one, we're handing it over to Johnny. She's the Asian director, so that even if they say they don't want to learn Arabic, there are places in the science fiction movie we can say, let us pray, you know, and the students in the movie are Muslims, they're going to be learning science, even though they are going to learn Bengali, but there is a place where they're going to pray. So we need a, you know, Arabic teacher. And they say, Allah, Akbar, Allah, you know, they go like that. And we've already, you know, then we have to pay Muhammad, you know, $10 for maybe 1 hour or half an hour just to teach them how to pray, you know. So we are bringing, yeah, we are bringing science fiction, you know, into language, so that you see some children, they're very intelligent from Europe, but when they get to UK, they fail the exam because everybody's speaking English, 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 English.
Yes,
You know,
it is.
but the
Yes.
best chemicals in the world are made. I was trained by a German. I'm proud of who I am today. I was trained by a German. So when we're talking about brain repair, I went to school to learn how to repair brain. That means you must first scatter the brain and repair it. You know, like when you're repairing the car. So I was trained by a German. That's why people say, how come she's doing all this, she's doing this, she's doing that? But I can't speak in, you know, German language. I can't, you know, so I have to hire a pharmacist who can, you know, translate. But we all work together. When I first got there, it was a Brazilian who showed me what to do. He was 2 years ahead me for PhD. And then I saw another Nigerian, I saw a Ghanaian. So we have almost 200 countries in one laboratory, you know. So we all work together as scientists because we present. But the painful thing is when my friends from Libya, from Saudi Arabia, when they are presenting, sometimes the English people don't want to listen because their English is not very good and they struggle. I mean, it's a 1 hour presentation. Imagine somebody who's been in Saudi Arabia all his life has to speak 1 hour in English, you know, so I'm always there to comfort them and say, don't worry. So why can't we encourage more books to come out in Arabic so that you can do your medical exams in Arabic? You know, we need more books in French so that people from French region can understand was not that everything is in English and they're telling you, the French people are saying this is how to prevent COVID, but because you can't read French and that's it, you're just looking and the solution is right in front of you. So healthcare workers need to understand language, and I do hope that Kamola Itonlawa can continue from here for 10 minutes presentation, let me say, for what she expects from us as a pharmacist. We are going to be teaching healthcare workers. However, there are other people that want to learn Arabic, for instance. They don't really have to be healthcare workers because we are working with engineers for the science fiction movie. They are going to be building a plane. It's an air ambulance. So we need engineers to build the plane, and we need science students to make the bed, you know, and put in the plane. So it's a big project. They're going to be making the plane, you know, it's like a flying hospital. So we need to make sure they can speak a language. So for instance, if they find themselves in Morocco, and God forbid there was a plane crash or emergency landing, and they're looking, the people in Morocco are talking to them, saying hi, and they think they're abusing them. You know, I've been to, I took Air Maroc twice. I think I've been to Casablanca twice, you know, so I do not speak the language. So we have to be locked in the airport because when you are in a country and you don't understand the language, of course you're vulnerable because somebody might just be saying
Yes,
hi, like
that's all right.
in Brazil, somebody say, hey nigga, in California, hey nigga, and you say, so it's not abusing you, it's just a slang. A black person is nigga. In South America, a black person is Negro. So if I say, hey Negro, and you get offended, what do you want me to call you? Black is Negro. I don't know what to call you. Or they say, who entered? Oh, it was a Negro lady. There's no black in Brazil. Black is an English word, and a Brazilian will not say black because they don't, black is not in their dictionary. I don't know what black is, So in Nigeria, they might see somebody and say, oh, see, Oyinbo, but somebody is angry, is calling me Oyinbo. Oyinbo just means white person, and Dudu means black person. That's why we have the soap, Dudu Osun, black soap. So many people, because language barriers have caused wars globally, the world is at war because of language barriers. Hospital patients, the doctor is just bringing a needle and wants to, give you COVID vaccine. And the next thing, the patient punch the doctor because he thinks it's going to harm me. And then the nurse, says, no, calm down. When the patient cannot speak English, so I don't know what you want to do to me. And the patient starts screaming. I mean, many patients are afraid of doctor. They think the doctor wants to kill them. They don't trust their doctor because they don't speak the same language. So I do appreciate all of you. And I must say, I am happy for this stage because some people came in February and this is May. They've not seen any student. I said, you can't have students. What are you going to teach the students with? Now there's a book, Hindi. Now all the Hindi doctors are saying, I want the Hindi one. I think I prefer the Hindi to the English. That's why it's bilingual. It's got Hindi and English in it, so they don't need to go and buy Hindi and then buy English. So Famolai Tonlawa, over to you, and I am officially handing over Asian and Middle East Journal Club for Healthcare Workers to Famolai Tolawa, the founder of Venus Health Pharmaceuticals, which makes herbal pharmaceuticals. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Yewande. Thank you, Ujani, and thank you, Mohammed, for coming here. I really wished that
Thank you.
what's his name, Zach was here and the others, because what I'm about to share with you is something I prefer that I say once, but it looks like I'm going to have to say this again when I see the others. Now, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Olaiton Lawal, that's my name. And I'm the founder of Venus Health. Yes, Lawal. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Lawal. Nice to meet you too.
It's a nice name.
The founder of Venus Health International in partnership with WHOPE and Wendy Noren Research Institute. Glory be to God for that. A brief introduction about what Venus Health is really about. Now, Venus Health is a pharmaceutical company that basically started off reacting to the needs of the community, the needs, the challenges, and how we fill up the challenges by reaching out at times when there's like a major crisis. Like Yewande, Dr. Yewande, pardon me, I always say Yewande because she's my good friend. And sometimes I forget I'm supposed to put the doctor because I mean, it's not easy. It's not an easy day's journey to get that doctor title beside your name. Now we respond to challenges. We respond to issues around us. As a pharmacist, we have like a wide portfolio of things that we can do for the community. And so we were trained to know where to step in when we're needed. So most times people just feel pharmacists are just like secluded to the pharmacy store, issuing drugs to people when they're not feeling fine, prescribing at some times, and walking hand in hand with the doctors. No, not always so. There are times that we go out of that. Most times we do, because really my experience has been in the pharmaceutical marketing region, where I've had to work with a lot of companies, pharmaceutical companies, with a huge portfolio of products. So over the years, I've had to work. Before I started Venus Health International, I've worked with large organizations, and I've had to manage their portfolio of products, and I've had to manage their employees. I've had to manage their managers. I've had to manage their representatives. I've had to manage, basically. It's been a wonderful experience. Now, Venus Health International was born out of me looking through all my experience and wondering, what can I do for my community? What can I do for my country at large? What can I do for the world at large? And so I started to think by just looking around the little things around me in my country. I was, and I learned that from actually my daddy, because, there's this mindset of, if you want to achieve so much in life, you have to think, like, get the biggest, invest the most amount to get something done. But, I learned from strategic key people around me in my life to build something out of nothing, build something from where nobody is looking at, build something from where everyone is not running towards, and get something that becomes a blue ocean, build out of the red ocean, build out of the competition, build out of the bloody struggling of everyone around the world, and see somewhere that just fits you, and then run with it. And you'll marvel at how fantastic things can turn out if you begin to think like that. And that takes me to, that led me to the manufacturing of herbal teas. Now, Nigeria is a place where not many people would want to look at starting something from the scratch. Most times they want to import drugs that are already finished. They want to import, and they want to start selling and start making money. They're just always wanting to be very quick about this business of making money. Nobody wants to sit back and think of, what can I do? Why do I have to look where others are not running towards? That led me to creating a portfolio of herbal teas from the simple herbs, simple miracles around us in Nigeria. So I'd like to drop my introduction at that point. And that should give you a little insight to knowing the kind of person that you want to work with. That's me. Now, I put up this little introduction as regards us starting on this journey. Now, I titled it Our Journey to Success. Now, with true friendship, loyalty, belief, and believing in one another, we can set out on a journey to explore. I'm sorry. We can set out on a journey to explore ideas and eventually become a formidable team, and then become mentors to many. Now, I started with this because really, when it comes to doing business, a lot of people tend to fall along the way because they're just focused on how much they want to make from the business. Don't be like that. Now, I'm talking to my team. Because Dr. Yewande has officially handed you over business owners in the nearest future. I'm talking because that's how I talk to my team. I've had to manage a lot of men with their families and all of that now. But I call them my boys, because when I talk to them like business owners, because that's where I want them to go. Now, you start your journey to success in any business venture you go into. You must start with a mindset that is right. It's with true friendship, loyalty, and believing in one another, because you're going to be working as a team. You shouldn't see yourself as one person, or you should see yourself as working in a team. Now, there's no journey that is going to be easy. So don't let me deceive you here. There's nothing going to be easy about this journey we're going to head on. There's no friendship that is filled with only laughter. There's always going to be a time to laugh. There's going to be a time, to be firm. Now, our victory in the business world should be the fruitfulness of the relationships and the friendship that we form when we're exploring ideas together. And it must not be the other way around. And good success eventually is going to be a win-win situation. What do I mean by win-win? You must think in ways that everyone working with you as a team eventually becomes a winner. Now, you see your partner in the team, for instance, Mohammed, is not getting something right. I'm talking to Ujuani right now. Now, Mohammed isn't getting something right, and you're supposed to be working as a team. You look out for your team member. Oh, Mohammed, I think this is what you're not doing right. I think you should do it this way. If you do it this way, I have been doing this and I've been getting good results. Gets the whole credit and everyone wins together as a team. Now I'm going to take some practical case studies of my experience in the years of me working in pharmaceutical companies and up till this moment. I like to look at strategies that others are not running towards. I call strategies that others are not looking at as blue ocean strategy, and those that everyone is running towards as the red ocean strategy. Now, I'm going to throw questions out now. What areas, where do you think the need for your service will be very useful in what department in your current countries? Where do you think the need of your service as a medical translator trainee and as a language translator would be most needed? Mohammed, I start with you.
Well, here in Morocco, we have a pharmacology. We have something very special, that we have also natural pharmacology, that the people who can use the natural plant and use it in pharmacology. So it is also a very very interesting field that we can add it to pharmacology as a field.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again? What do you mean pharmacology?
Yes, the people here in Morocco, there are other kind of pharmacology that use the natural plant as a medicine.
Pharmacognosy.
Yes, as a medicine. Yes, as a medicine.
Right. Okay.
So here we can use this part of, we can work also on this part.
Okay, I'm not getting you clearly here. I didn't get you clearly. I cannot get you clearly.
Mohammed is a French and Arabic teacher, so he might be giving you French pronunciations. He's a French and Arabic translator. So to help him, I think he was just saying that in Morocco, because I've been to Casablanca twice, though I stayed within the airport, but I've seen Morocco, and they do have their own pharmaceuticals as well, So the books that are currently available also focus on anesthesia and surgery. So I will say doctors who work in theater. Do you understand, Mohammed? Doctors who do operation, yes, they are one of the huge markets for translator, because if you know how many operations they perform daily, and whether the patient is speaking Russian or not, they have to do their job. They don't care what the language the patient is speaking. They just, do the thing and, send the patient to recovery room, and the nurse does the rest. So that's where language translation is important, where you can find a hospital, because I told Mohammed we could help him with the British Council exam for Arabic translators. So you can also find people that want to take exams, licensing exams, for instance. They want to teach English as a second language. Maybe they want to teach
Yes.
Chinese students who are just coming to UK.
Yes, I'm so interested about it.
Yes, Famolaiton Lawal is also the UK and English. You can see the way she's speaking the English, even though she's from Nigeria. People say, oh, so she teaches UK English while I teach both UK and US English. So that way, Mohammed, for instance, can find students who have just arrived from Africa, for instance, and maybe they're Christians, they've never heard a word in Arabic, and now they have to go and work in a Saudi Arabia teaching hospital. How are they going to cope? So whether it's pharmaceutical or as long as they are healthcare workers, the reason we're focusing on healthcare workers is they're the largest number of people that travel abroad, you know, for work. Because whether they want it or not, somebody will just come and say, oh, you're a nurse and you're here, you're suffering. If you were in America, you'll be well paid. And they get to America, they can't cope, you know, because the English in Africa is different from the English in America. And it's like this, they're going to be failing their exams because they didn't get the spelling right in an American exam. So that's where I teach the difference between. So because Mohammed is not a healthcare worker, it might be difficult to recruit healthcare workers. But if you find somebody who's going to take an Arabic exam, just not a medical translator now, just Arabic translator, you know, he can, you know, teach them Arabic. That's why I told him, don't translate anything, just teach. So what we should be looking for now is people who are leaving Africa, going to Middle East. I think Ujwani will be useful there as well. People who are arriving in Asia and can't speak Hindi, for instance, can't speak Arabic, can't speak anything, you know. So we're all going to be working together. So I think that's the role Mohammed can play, because I don't want to have many Arabic teachers. I have only one Arabic teacher, but we have a nurse on the team. She's Ambassador Nala Suleiman. So she's a like a minister for health, for instance, there in Sudan, but she did her training in Saudi Arabia. So he can just teach Arabic, and those who are going into healthcare, she might not be able to translate English to Arabic, but when it's in Arabic, she can tell you, you know, what to do. So I think that's that for Arabic. And then French, people that are traveling abroad, or diplomats who are going to work in United Nations and can't speak French. You know, you could also work with their embassies as well. So I will let Ujwani, as an actress, Bollywood actress, what do you think you can do regards to learning Bengali or Indian languages, Asian language, because you're in charge of Asia. So let me just say Mohammed is for Middle East, because the only Middle East we have is Arabic and some Turkish, while Asia has Turkish as well. So Asude Berakta is the Turkish teacher. So she's in between Asia and Middle East. So yeah.
Well, I think I just need to pass the test exam language. Then I can be also get have opportunity to engage with worker, to explain to worker, because I'm already I will have an exam of language and July, and then I'm sure I will be ready to engage for more tasks with you. And also as a teaching group of students Arabic, or try to explain to them the medicine or pharmacology. I have a friend who I have friends who already learning the medicine at the college, at the university. So I can also let them to engage with me as a group, and we can work as a team.
Yeah. So
I think it is not it is not an obstacle. So just need time.
Yeah. You know, Mohammed is new on the team, so a lot of information has been passed along. So I think what I'll do, Mohammed, is I'll put you on the WhatsApp group. So you can send me your WhatsApp number and I'll send you mine via LinkedIn, and then I'll put you on the WhatsApp group so that you can introduce yourself. They know that there's an Arabic teacher. So if the teachers, you know, have opportunity as well, you know, we are all language teachers, you know, so we can help one another. So Ujwani, as the Asian manager, your focus is students. We want to improve their performance so that they can become healthcare workers in future. They can become engineers, but they're failing their exams because everything is in English. You know, that's why we're really going down to explain to them in Asian language. So how do you think that would function for you as Asian manager?
So initially, what I think that initially we need to find, we can create awareness through simple videos that how language has always been a barrier, and how in this time we can, we can overcome that barrier, that we as a team is working towards this thing, that how we can create so many we can make healthcare workers learn about languages, learn different languages, so that there are different language trainees and different language healthcare workers for all around the world to help them. Because even today we see that, even today in India also we see that there are people who cannot explain that what they really need as a patient. There is language gap, and as of now, being in the club, I can get more, and like there can be surveys where we can find that how language becomes a problem for treatment, and how we can create surveys to understand that how we can solve these problems, and what are the problems that different Asian people face when they are going for treatments, or what healthcare workers even face when they are going to treat. So this is one thing we can work on, that is creating surveys and research. And we can also create small videos as of how even if we are not being able to take classes, there are many people who cannot afford classes, but for them we can create short videos that the basic we can teach them the basics of certain languages, so that they understand when what a patient is trying to say. Even healthcare workers can learn. And this is one thing. And this is one thing I have thought earlier also. And also I think in every hospital, in every healthcare clinic, everywhere, a patient should be given certain keywords in every country, so that even if they don't understand the language, they can communicate in some way. So for that, how we can work on that, that is one thing. And since I am since I'm a theater actor, one thing I have understood that we can also create a lot team building. We can do a lot of team building through plays, through creating a little more artistic projects for our workers, because they are in so much stress. And for them, if we create these small plays and small creative works, so they can also get a stress relief, and also they can learn different things. So that is one thing I've thought of.
Thank you so much. Somebody who has been on the team is the Chinese language teacher, Chinese as a second language. what he was doing was he tried to give free lessons, and I say, don't give free lessons. Don't give free lessons to anybody. So if you're going to be doing videos, try to see that your videos are paid for, you know. Don't put too many videos out there, otherwise nobody's going to come to your class. So, and when they see something on the video and they come to my exam, and you know, it's not clear because they didn't have the two-way interaction. So we want them to have questions and answers by their teacher. You know, it needs to be interactive. So if they watch too many videos, some people can say, oh, I've seen the video already, there's no need to come to class. No, as a healthcare worker, to be certified, they must come to class. So the
Yes,
videos
what we can do is we can like every movie has a trailer, so we can create trailers of our classes so that they get the basic idea and they get a little interested to come to our classes. But if we give them free classes, then I think the importance of the class will go if it's a free class.
So I just wanted that, because when he was giving free Chinese classes and, you know, everybody was coming on board, and I said, I didn't ask you to give free classes, because healthcare workers need to pay for their classes, no matter how little, because they are going to take an exam, you know, and they need to pass. So they need to pass their exams. I think we have two Glorias joining. His Royal Highness has his hands up.
Yes, I just wanted to speak about the current idea that was presented to you. If I understand it correctly, what she is suggesting is that it's important and very valuable to create teasers for each of the different languages and classes in that particular language, because then you're not giving away information. But if you include in there contact or a link where people can register or get more information, or even register for a group Zoom that will actually be an infomercial, that I think could bring a lot of value to everything you're doing. Just a thought.
Yeah, thank you, Your Highness. I think what I was saying was that one of the teachers did free classes for 2 days, and people were coming on board, and after the free trial class of 40 minutes, we never saw them again. So that's why I was saying this teasers should just be maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and it should be introductory. This is what you're going to learn on the course, you know, and maybe a taster of what's maybe like the books they have now, they can read from it. So I will try to send the PDFs out to the
You do have
teachers.
additional people coming. You do have additional people coming in, but I'm hosting another event. So let me know who can be the co-host. Also, the teasers should be 30 seconds to a minute, not longer than that. These are just very short, but just like TikTok videos. But the important thing is have one link for everyone to be able to come back to you, so you can follow up, get them to register, get information, those kind of things. That would be my thought.
Thank you, Your Highness. Okay, Famolaiton is coming back. We have the South America Region Director with us now. Gloria, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, good morning from Brazil. I am Gloria. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm sorry to be late. I was just resolving something with my kids in school that happened, but I am already here to join this conversation and to understand what it's needed to be done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Gloria. This is the Asian and Middle East Journal Club, and we've introduced the books, but as she's not only a South American region director, she's now a board member on the Air Ambulance Project. So we're going to be having healthcare workers and science students. So Gloria, quickly, because you weren't here when we showed it. So the Asian and Middle East Journal Club started officially today because their books are ready. So this is the Bengali. Arabic should have come first, but we are working on that. This is Chinese as a second language. This is Filipino. This is Hindi, done by a pharmacologist, pharmacist, and pharmacist. And this is Turkish. So those are their 6 books, majorly. Other books like French and German can come in because the Hindi teacher also does that. But today, the focus is for you to tell us your experience in like grooming Gabriela, because I think she's done the Portuguese translation, but you've edited it and now the book is on Amazon and is also on Amazon Brazil. Congratulations. But for the book to get there, this is Gloria's product. So can everybody clap for the South American director? So the translator has done the work and she has done, you know, when you correct somebody's mistakes, it's so much. So she has done the majority. Yeah, I can't see Muhammad anymore.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so we're
Yes.
gonna clap for, I'm going to unmute everybody now. We need to clap for the South American, you know, because she came in as a
Congratulations,
teacher,
Gloria.
and I said, somebody has done the work. And she says, okay, can I see it? Because if it goes wrong, Brazil is going to be embarrassed. So she stood up for Brazil and said, nothing come out of Brazil, I must see it. And she's given us a perfect job. So her gift is not here yet. This is Gabriela's book. So this is how the books come. I put it. So her gift is the Yoruba and Brazilian Portuguese, which we have a student now for that. So this is how the books come packed. So Famolai Tolawal is in charge of Asian and Middle East, while Gloria is for South America and Naima is for North America. The reason is because Famolai Tolawal is into herbal tea and Gloria is into something similar. So we want, you know, everybody to have their region. So this is how the books come. Can we see it?
Yes.
So I've taken off my name. So this is how the books come. And that's the envelope. So that if you're asking somebody to buy, you know.
Yes, from Amazon.
Yeah, no, this is from Lulu. My publishers are Lulu, but Amazon is one of my partners. So that's how they're packed. They put the book in, pack it up, you know, so the packaging, everything is, you know, is wonderful. So this is for Gabriela. So we have to find out how that's gonna get to her. And then the Brazilian and Yoruba, Brazilian Portuguese and Yoruba gets to Gloria. So Gloria, can you give us your experience? Because we have a, okay, yeah, so Joanna, you can leave when you want, but we want Mohammed to try and stay a bit longer. So Mohammed is here as an Arabic teacher. So what we're trying to do now is for him to learn, because he's not a healthcare worker, if you understand.
Yes, yes.
So that to encourage him, we cannot give him a medical book to translate now. The reason is that we want a perfect job, especially when we're talking about Arabic. We need to make sure everything is fine. So just give us your experience in managing Gabriela, because Gabriela, you know, assumed that I finished my job, and, you know, and when Gloria did it, it was like she had to rewrite the book. So the credit for Brazil, you know, goes to both Gloria and Gabriela. So if you want to do, you want to combine anything, or you think that your book is going to sell in Brazil or North America, you need to be speaking to the regional directors. That's why we're here today, to meet each other. So Famolai Tonlawal is here. We've handed her Asian and Middle East Region Club. But because you and Naima will manage North and South America, we know that there's some people there, you know, especially Canada, US, that want to learn Arabic. So you can easily call on him and he can do that. However, he's a French and Arabic expert, so he's going to be more suitable for France, Canada, places where they already speak French. It's easy for him, you know, than English to Arabic. So Gloria herself is not an expert in English. She's more into Brazilian Portuguese. So just accept her the way she is. And the person who is expert Brazilian English to Portuguese, that's why we're separating people, so everybody has the product. So congratulations, Gloria. You now have a student who is going to do Brazilian Portuguese and Yoruba. She will teach you Yoruba and you will teach her Brazilian Portuguese. She's a nurse. I've got you. Yeah, she's a nurse. So be sure that she's teaching you, because Gloria is a biomedical expert. So these are the kind of translators we want to give you the perfect finish. So we want you in 5 minutes to say something to support Mohammed, the new Arabic teacher. He was hired last week, Thursday, I think. Yes. So just to encourage him and your experience when you started with Gabriela on this project.
Okay. Well, I am an expert. My first degree was in language, both Portuguese and English, literature, grammar, linguistics, but some of my days of work, the most days of my work, the most years of my work was in Portuguese. I decided to come to Portuguese, but I still have I studied English. I studied English here in Casa Thomas Jefferson also, so I studied for 10 years. But you know, as language, when we do not exercise every day and we get away from it, we start to how do I say, we start to forget words.
Yes, absolutely.
But we do not forget the grammar thing. So that's why I was able to do the job with Gabriela. As well as I am a proofreading. I use it to work here for the Superior Tribunal Electoral Tribunal Superior. I don't know. we call here TSE. And there we use it to have this kind of work. One girl, one proofreader do the job, but that must pass it through another one, because every time we do a translation thing or we do a proofreading thing, we can, it's human thing that we have this kind of mistakes, and 2 or 3 people working together, we assure that the work can be done the best way it should be. And that's what my concern about this job with Gabriela and what I talk, and that was our conversation with doctor. For example, Gabriela is not a girl from the health. She is a language girl. She's a proofreading and a language girl and a teacher an English teacher, and she did the translation. But for example, I did not give for you, doctor, the material that I gave for Gabriela, because I restarted to do the job, and based on that one that Gabriela gave it to me. And for instance, the name of the substances of anesthesiology, I think it's propofol. Is it? Yes, propofol. Yes, it was in all way. The book, in all book, it was wrong. Imagine if we did not this kind of second rereading, proofreading. And I put myself as the doctor wants her document the best way, the more proximally as she write it, because it's a academic document. It's so much important. And one thing, for example, one common that was wrong in that was here and was not here can make everything difference, as you know, in grammar. So that was I made for Gabriela just the points in green, and I said to her, Gabriela, you did a great job, because she did a great job. And I said to doctor that she was a wonderful girl and that she did a great job, because I really think that everything we do, I think we do the best way we could do, because we are human and we have this integrity with ourselves. I think by myself, and that's the way I think of the other person too. But I tried to point to Gabriela the mistakes, each mistake. And I asked, last week, I asked Gabriela, may I show this document that I show you for doctor, so that not to minimize her work. It's nothing about that, but just to doctor notice the importance of a second rereading, a second proofreading of our books, of our translations, because of the importance of this academic work that we must preserve as best as we can. And Gabriela, she's a beautiful girl, and she said, oh yes, of course, please, I know, okay. And I want you to today I will invite to you, email to you, doctor, so you can see all the mistakes that we cannot accept, because it would interfere in your work, in your name, you know, and the most thing, because your book is to a better science, to a better treatment of our people. So we must have it as proximal, as integral as you write. But you know, the difference in cultures, I had to do a lot of researches because it's kind of my job. I think even in
right.
health, it's a passion for a person, for health, and it's a passion for me. The language is a passion. Everything for me is a passion. Life for me is so important. It's a passion. It's a passion. So that's it. I will show, and if doctor, if you want to distribute it for the other proofreading and translate it too, I think Gabriela, it's okay, because we are trying. We in health, you can correct me if I am wrong, but I think that in health, we do not punish people. In health, we work with, how do I say in English? I will try it. I know in Portuguese. In Portuguese, we would say melhoria contínua dos dados. Continuous improvement.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Yes. And that's why I think we should work even with our students too. Yes, because we are trying, we are doing a thing that leads with health, and health is so important. It's caring about lives, and we have a journey that it's a beautiful journey, but it's as a beautiful journey, it's responsible. It has so many responsible for us. I beg your pardon for my English. I'm trying to improve it. I use it to be a teacher here in Brazil, but 30 years ago.
Wow.
And then I put English out of my life, and now it happens to be coming again, and I salute it. I am very pleasure with it, and that's it. It's a pleasure to be with you and to talk here.
Gracias. Gracias.
Thank you, Gloria, for your advices and recommendation. I really like this team. It is really pleasure to join this lovely team, and yes, the teaching. One thing that teaching taught me is that even if I'm sure about an information, I need to do another search to be very so sure about it, and that is the proof. That is another part of proofreading is to give the image, the clear image to give a professional image to the product that we are working on. So I'm really so happy and glad to join you. It is really very nice team, and I'm sure that we will learn from each other, and we will. One thing that I always believe is that I can think to be perfect, but it is really very difficult to be perfect. But together we can think to be perfect, and we can reach to be perfect. I believe in that, and sure, my English is also so, and but I'm sure that that we can reach an advanced level by engaging with this whole energy of the team. So thank you for your advices and recommendation, Gloria.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Before we start saying our parting words, Gloria, can you, as a Brazilian Portuguese teacher and translator, can you tell us why you are interested in studying Yoruba? Because she's so excited about learning Yoruba. So as a scientist, I did the Yoruba myself because I did 6 years Yoruba in high school, but I had to hire somebody who went to university to study Yoruba to check the grammatical, because it was for my 40th birthday last year. And that was how this project started. So I must tell everybody, today is the 1-year anniversary of the first book out on Lulu Bookstore, and Amazon took it immediately, May 10, 2021. Today we are celebrating 1 year, and we now have about 25 books. 5 are still in writing. So let me say in 1 year, we have about 30, ISBNs, 25 completed, because I went out of the box and added languages, to my science. And I will tell you that my books are in Germany, they're in Denmark, because when they buy a book, I see the region. The South African Department of Public Health has my books. I don't know what is there, but I just see my book in English and they're writing in Chinese. And I was like, wow, my English books are in China. Why don't I write the Chinese version? And that's how it started. So just last week, we were happy these books are now on Amazon. And then Gloria came saying, no, it's not just on Amazon Brazil. Can we give it up for our proofreader? And she actually went to search online, where's the book? And she said it's on Amazon Brazil. So for Amazon Brazil to have this Portuguese version, and the Brazilian Portuguese and Yoruba is out, but is currently not on global distribution because I need to print it, and check in and out. So I must say kudos to you, Gloria, for actually finding out that the books are also on Amazon Brazil, meaning that if we have Arabic version, you can imagine it would be on Amazon Saudi Arabia, Amazon India, where there's, places where they speak, those languages. And it makes me happy because when a student says, oh, I want to train in Brazilian Portuguese, I just gave him the link Gloria gave me and says, oh, it's in your country. Amazon Brazil has my book. So this gives us joy, other than money or whatever income comes in. Actually, money doesn't really come much from the books, but the joy, for instance, if I walk into any hospital in England and I show them this, they're like, oh, you did this. And yeah, so before you think of putting me to sleep, I'll teach you how to put people to sleep. And, we start a conversation with the doctor and nurses and they're happy. So Gloria is going to be learning. We have all these books because this is my language, English, and I teach Yoruba. However, I am learning French and Spanish. So this is how we want our teachers, to be. So we don't say, oh, you translated Portuguese, that's your book. we want you, to have a tutor pack, and say, yes, I'm Brazilian Portuguese teacher, or I'm Arabic teacher. I also teach French. I want Arabic and French. So we're still going to go around each teacher and ask them what they want so that we can send the books to them. And like the video I do, I read in French, I read in Spanish, and then I give a lecture in Yoruba. So Gloria is going to be learning Yoruba language from myself. And because she's a beginner, I might not know how to teach her. So the nurse has just joined us. She's in Europe. So the time difference is not so bad. So she's going to be learning Brazilian Portuguese. You're going to be learning Yoruba. So I feel instead of handing her over to Gabriela, as we have seen today, we might want somebody, because she's already writing her dissertation in Yoruba. So she wants to translate to Brazilian Portuguese. So Gabriela would not be able to do that translation for her. So we're all going to work as a team. So I think His Highness was saying something, sir. Yeah, so Gloria is going to tell us why she wants to learn Brazilian Yoruba, and then with that we can close. So I'm learning French and Spanish, and I've told you why. I'm more focused on North American region, and here in Europe, French and Spanish is very important, especially if you're going to have relations with the United Nations. So over to you, Gloria, and then Famolaiton Lawa would tell us why she's learning Chinese as a pharmaceutical, herbal pharmaceutical specialist, and then Mohammed can round up with, he's a French and Arabic teacher, and what language he thinks he wants to learn. Gloria.
Okay, well, here we have a Yoruba nation, and I lead with them, and as a person that I assist in my clinic, I am a therapist, psychotherapist, as a neuroscientist, and I'm studying biomedical, and I am a computerist, and I love health, but I love culture. So I love language, and I love this Yoruba nation, and here they seem not to have the right access to the culture. So here there are, I think that they are having a misconduction by people that want to dominate. We have it in everywhere. And as a psychotherapist, the learning of this language will help me learn what are their thinking, what are their culture, and will help me to help even more them. So Yoruba for me, it's a present, as I said to doctor. It's really present. I feel so I appreciated it so much. I feel I think that I have, my soul is how do I say it, a nigger soul. I feel my soul like this. I feel my energy with Africa. I feel this energy inside me. And in Brazil, the story of Brazil, we have so many Africans descendants, and I want to understand the Yoruba nation. That's it. I think that's it.
Gracias. Gracias, Gloria. Famolai Ton Lawal, and then let Mohammed go first, and let Mohammed go
I'm
first, and the
sorry.
pharmacist will round up the meeting.
Okay,
Mohammed.
I was just about to ask a question.
Oh, Mohammed.
Well, thank you, all of you. It's really nice to meet you, every one of you, and also glad to join this team, this lovely team. And for me, I would like to of course, I'm interested to learn German.
Okay.
And I like I'm already I studied I've studied French at university for 1 year. Then I convert my major to economics and my economics and management. But my logical mind is about language, because I feel that I'm interested more about language, and I felt that I can learn very easy language. So, and also the healthcare field is really interesting major also for me, so that I can learn many new things with you. So it's nice to meet you again, and thank you to just to be surrounded with this team. It gives an energy. So thank you, all of you.
You're welcome. That's my African brother. He's from Morocco. So over to you, Farmer Lighton Lawal. You've met the South America region director. Naima is not America because she's just French and Spanish. Naima is in Ecuador. So this is Farmer Lighton Lawal. You must have seen her in the group. So we're adding Mohammed to the group as well, and he will be introducing himself. So Farmer Lighton Lawal, this is your region. I wouldn't be leaving you totally. So we'll be checking on you once in a while, but you now have Mohammed. Mohammed, I'm very confident that you have a good teacher, you know. So
welcome on board.
He might not be a healthcare worker, but he's a good teacher. So Famolai Tonlawa parting words, and then His Royal Highness Andrew Williams Jr. Can say his closing remarks.
Okay, so let's go to Gloria. This Yoruba passion, I just hope you don't eventually learn how to speak Yoruba more than me, a Yoruba person right here. Just kidding.
That's your
really,
business.
Really passionate. That's your business. I hope you don't know how to speak Yoruba more than me, Gloria, because
we went to the same school.
I'll take that personal. But I really think you're so passionate, and I really appreciate that. And at this point, I would like to say just a motivational quote to everyone here, because I see the drive, I see the passion. I'm quite excited about this. To be successful, you must choose your thoughts wisely, and you must be deliberate about everything you do in life. And when your attitude is unproductive, you need to shift it from a negative thought pattern and draw upon your inner coach. You reprogram fearful, distasteful thinking towards thoughts charged with power, conviction, and faith. And then you focus your ability to meet your goals. With this, you will be successful. So the basic conclusion is your attitude determines your altitude in life. Let's always have the right attitude. Let's always be positive minded. And with that, working as a team, we can be formidable, and then we can break through any barrier, and then we will achieve good success. And good success is ours all in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. I'll drop there.
In Famolai Tonlawal's defense, I would say Gloria is going to be teaching you Yoruba.
Yoruba! Oh my God!
Yes, because to be
I'm
honest,
excited.
Gloria might not know the Nigerian Yoruba, but when it comes to South America, you can't beat her. She will tell you that I might be white, but I am Yoruba
I'm
because
scared already.
Yoruba is a religion. In Cuba, they have all the Yoruba gods, the Ocean River. They know everything. Nama is in Ecuador. Elias is in Colombia. These are my team, and that's why we want the South America team to be perfect before we start our meeting. So you might want to, come in, but you need Gloria's permission because you are Asian.
I might need to learn. I might need to learn
So
about culture all over again.
when all the South American countries are speaking Yoruba, don't be surprised because that's one of their languages there, and it's a rich, culture. And I'm happy His Royal Highness Andrew Williams Jr. is here. He has so many African languages that he represents. However, one of his tribe is the, Ghana Igbo King. From Ghana, he has so many tribes. So that's why we want him to round up so that if you have 10 children and they're speaking different languages, His Royal Highness will know how to put them, them together.
Oh my goodness.
Over to you, Your Highness.
Well, I'm here to assist in any way I can. I look forward to working and networking with you all. Thank you.
Pleasure,
Thank
sir.
you, Your Highness. Yeah,
Thank
thank you, everyone. So His Royal Highness has had an early morning today. He's joining us from Los Angeles. So we do appreciate this. Thank you for always supporting us. So I think this event link should be shared, and other teachers that weren't able to join today, can join. The reason we had to have it today, whether they were ready or not, was because their books ready. They need to know that Asian region is finished, is done with me. I'm not going to be writing any more Chinese books. This one took a lot. So it's only the Arabic version, and as Mohammed has said, don't be sad or feel down that Arabic is going to be there, but we need a perfect job. It's going to cost us, but we're going to have to put it out there. So Famolai Tolawa, congratulations on your appointment as Asian and Middle East Journal Club Director. Ujwani will be assisting you as well as Mohammed. And you're also a board member on the Air Ambulance Project. So,
oh my love.
if you need any help, you should be talking to Gloria because you can see she's managing South America, So that's why we don't have a global director. We are all in teams, and I prefer to stay in UK and Europe. There are about 20 languages or so in Europe. So I like to, just oversee. Yeah. Au revoir.
Bye.
Au
revoir,
revoir.
Mohammed.
Have a good day. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Happy to